Man.
So, Eric, just an analysis. You're 10 games into this. How are you playing? How is the team playing?
I'll start with the team first. I think the team is getting better, for sure. I think we're cleaning some things up, especially defensively. I think we scored the ball pretty well in the majority of our games, so we can always tighten some things up there. But defensively, we really had to, buckle down, and that started in practice. I don't know the exact numbers or whatever. I'm not a huge analytics guy, but just from watching the games and being a part of the games, it feels like we're playing better defensively as a team. We're doing the little things more, which that's going to win you games in the long run. So if we continue to crack down on that and lock in on our rotations and check downs and boxing out, we'll be fine with that. Individually, I think I don't think I'm having the best year I've had, in college from a shooting standpoint. So obviously I got to keep going with that and keep shooting the ball well to help this team win. I could cut down on a few turnovers, especially to start the year. I was turning the ball over like crazy. But individually, I think I have a good spot on this team. Good role on this team, and it feels right. Because we have all the chemistry in the world. Our team, we got guys who could really score. We got guys who can go over 20 on any given night, but we try and find the open man and let the open man knock it in. So, like Trey can go off one night, I can go off, and we can go, like he did against UAB. Keedy obviously played very, very well, and so did Joe. So did Jimmy. So I just keep going down the line. So it's individual. I've been playing well, but I could definitely play better.
When you talk about your shooting, is it your confidence? Is it the shots you're taking? Is it where they're getting you the ball on the floor? What are the things that are?
That has nothing to do with anything besides confidence. I feel like I can make any shot on the floor. Contested, uncontested, it doesn't really matter to me. As long as I got that confidence it's going to go in, I think it's going in. So, I'm playing for a guy who just instills confidence in me especially. So it's kind of like a hand and glove fit for me, man. It's yeah, hey, you got some water. Sorry about that. But yeah, it's just all confidence. When you're a shot maker or a shot taker, it's the only thing that matters is man, excuse me. It's pure confidence. You could, they could run you off a million screens and be wide open, but if you're not confident, it's probably not going in. So, and I've been there. I've been in points in my career where it's like, feels like I'm shooting left-handed, you know what I mean? And so, I feel the exact opposite of that right now. I feel like every shot's going in. There's no pressure for me to score, which is good.
Hugs is a green light guy, right? And the only times you come out are when you don't guard somebody or you're tired. Mm-hmm. So that's got to be helpful too for a shooter, right?
Yeah, he always tells me, I don't care how many you miss, shoot the next one. You know what I mean? So, for a guy like me, there's nothing more that I want to hear. And so I've just been blessed and fortunate enough to, make the majority of my shots so far this season, and that's going to continue. I'm going to stay in the gym and stay locked in and stay confident, because that's what this team needs. They need to see it from me, so it trickles down throughout the whole team, so we all play confident.
Eric, I'm kind of curious. Offensively, as a team, it's clicked pretty much since the beginning of the season. It seemed like while you guys have been constantly working on defense, kind of like you were saying when you first got up there, rotations and just But when the offense is making up for a lot, I'm just kind of wondering, is there a mentality there? Because I'm sure you've played for some other good offensive teams that didn't care about defense. So obviously that's not the case here. So just kind of the fine line, I guess there when offense is kind of making up for what else is ailing, I guess.
Yeah, making shots is going to cover everything. Because if you make shots, then you got a chance to be in the game. Appreciate it, Mess. You can be getting all the stops in the world, but if you don't make a shot, you're probably gonna lose the game. Right. They say defense wins championships, but you also got to make shots. You know, I don't remember the last time a championship was in the 40s. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, you know, you can get 8, 9, 10 stops. You know, out of 15 possessions, but you know, if you give up 5 threes in those other 5, you're down 15. You know, so you got to score. And you know, I've been on one other good offensive team my sophomore year. The other 3 teams I've been at, we were just average offensively, maybe a little below average, to be honest, in my opinion. But you know, this team reminds me a lot of my sophomore year, just because we got plenty of guys who can knock a shot down and make a play for somebody else. We can score from the outside, we can score from the mid range, we can get in the post and score it. And defensively, it reminds me of that team as well, because we just compete. You know, that's the biggest thing, is you compete and play as hard as you can for as long as you can, and good things are going to happen. You know.
I guess kind of what my ultimate question is then is that if you get to a certain level of offense, and then you get that defense to start clicking.
Yeah, we're going to be unbeatable.
Well, I was going to say, what's the potential there? I mean,
yeah, we're going to win national championship if that happens.
Yeah.
For sure. You know, we score. I don't know what our numbers are. Like I said, I'm not huge analytics because they've lied about me in the past, and so you know they might be lying about me now. But I'm not a big numbers guy.
Good,
Yeah,
so
I hope they say the same. But yeah, I mean, you know, if I don't know the numbers, but we're probably averaging mid 70s points per game. I'd imagine something like that. 80. See, there we go, low 80s. I'll take that. I don't know what we're giving up defensively, but I'm sure it's probably high 60s, mid 60s, somewhere around there. You know, so if we continue to make shots and, you know, if we continue to build our confidence and our competitiveness on defense, I don't see a whole lot of teams that can really compete with us. You know what I mean?
Have you ever played in the flex offense before?
I mean, yeah.
I mean, this is the stuff he was running in Cincinnati.
This is stuff that they first started running when they started inventing the game of basketball. But
Not that far away,
but
I mean, you know, today in basketball is a high ball screen and 5 out, 4 out.
yeah, it's a lot of roll replace and you know spread the floor and create.
But you guys are averaging 80 a game with a system that he's been running for 30 years.
Yeah, it's just we're just so unselfish. I feel like the numbers might not show it. I don't know what our assist to field goals made is, but you know there's no selfishness out there at all, man. We're running our offense, we're doing this, we're doing that, and we find opportunities where we like to score. You know, Trey in the high post, Trey in the mid post, Trey in the block. You know, me on the 3-point line. You know, typically, or me off the bounce, Jimmy on the block. You know, we try to manipulate certain things out there because Hugs has given us the freedom to do that, being so old as a collective unit. And, we saw that in the summer. We saw flashes of what we could be in the summer. And so, I felt like it was my duty to instill the image. I mean, not the image, the message towards the team that, don't mess us up. You know what I mean? We got plenty of guys who can score. We got plenty of guys who are talented enough to do anything that we need them to do. So don't let egos get in the way. Don't let, personal passions and motivations get in the way. Just, let the chips fall where they may. Share the sugar, and we're going to win games.
Well, it shows that this system can still work if you share the ball and not dribble.
Yeah, share the ball and take good shots. When I say good shots, it's not wide open shots, because you don't get a lot of wide open shots in college. Good shots would be, Trey, high post, Jimmy on the block, or, Emmett with a catch and shoot, or, he's finishing in transition. That's a great shot for him. For me, obviously a catch and shoot is a really good shot for me. Pull up in the mid-range, pull up from 3. Those are, probably my go-tos with our offense. And, Joe, get in the paint, being crafty. Same with Keedy. I don't like when people categorize good shots as, oh, he's wide open, that's a good shot. There's other good shots. Like if I hit, say I hit 2 or 3 shots in a row, and I get a good look at it in the mid-range, it might be a little contested. That's still a good shot.
The only bad shot's is a foot on the 3-point line.
That's the worst one.
Yeah.
Foot on 3-point line. I'd rather shoot from half court.
One question here about Wichita State when they were. What kind of system did you run there when you were effective?
We had so many sets at Wichita, man. It was sets, and even in transition, it was. We probably had 65, 70 half-court sets, and then transition we probably had 10 transition. We called them quicks. So.
I remember them all.
oh, you run if you don't. So, yeah, you're going to remember him. You're going to be on that track. So it would, it was a good little system. I liked it. We wouldn't really call him. We would just, start the game. He would give us 3 sets. First possession down, run this one. And the next dead ball, run the second set. Next dead ball after that, run third set. So it's kind of like here, but I'm so comfortable with with college basketball now. It doesn't even feel like I'm doing anything. It just feels
just different names.
Yeah, it's the same thing. And our transition offense, I feel like is pretty open, pretty free, which wasn't the case over there at Wichita. It was pretty set in stone. Like we had 10 transition plays that we ran. So you had some freedom within that, but here we're getting get on the break and we're just hooping. Because we got plenty of athletes who can go get to the rim, or we got fuller spacers, and we got, like I said, a team full of unselfish guys. So I don't know what our transition looks like, because honestly, I try to forget every game. I try just the next night. I mean, in the morning after I wake up, I just forget it. Go to bed. I'm on to the next one. But if I had to guess, I'd say we score pretty well in transition.
Eric, Hug says that guys like you, it says that one of the big strengths of this club is that the guys that are here want to be here. They want to win. Said that Trey could go wherever he wanted, you could go where you wanted, Joe could go pretty much where he wanted, but you guys all chose to come here. It was almost like you recruited him rather than the other way around. Talk about how you feel about that and why this was important to you.
I feel like what he said is true. We got a bunch of guys who want to be here. You got guys who want to be in this program. We have guys that want to win for this program, for the state, for the fan base. But I think the main thing is we want to win for Hugs. We don't know how long he's going to be doing this. He's got one thing on his mind, and that's hold up that trophy sometime in April. So that's what we want to do. And we got a bunch of seniors and some 50-year guys that we got one more crack at it. You know what I mean? So we're trying to play as hard as we can and for as long as we can. And we all do want to be here. We want to be here. We want to be successful as a team. Because when the team's successful, then individuals are successful after that.
Eric, you guys obviously haven't really practiced with Jose, but I'm sure you've shot around with him and gone out to dinner with him and stuff like that. So I mean, who is he? What's he like? And what's it been like getting to know him?
I've actually known Jose for a couple of years now, probably 3 or 4 years, because I played him when I was at Wichita, and he was at Gardner-Webb. He was actually my matchup for the night. So,
How'd you do it?
Oh, we beat the hell out of him. Yeah, we beat the hell out of him. I think it was 20, quick, 25. They were a good team though. That Gardner-Webb team was the tournament. He's a good dude though, man. He's still trying to get his feet under him with us, with the guys. He's kind of quiet, he's an older guy, he's like me. I still have some goofiness in me. He doesn't have as much, but I like to, have a little fun with the young guys, because I don't want to be that old guy that's just, he's lame. He's one of those old guys that's been around. So, he's still trying to find his way. And I'm just waiting on the NCAA to pull their heads out and make a decision. You know what I mean? I think it's kind of BS, to be honest.
Would it be easy for him to come in and just
he's old.
fit in?
He's old, man. He's old. He wants to win, and he knows how to win. He sees how we play. Obviously, he's 18 and whatever he was at Manhattan, and he's probably not going to average 18 here, just the way we play and the way the ball moves with us. But, if he can give us 12 to 15, that'd be another great weapon for us, so.
This dude's going to be conditioning.
Yeah. Conditioning and guard. I'm not saying he can't guard, but if you don't guard, you're not going to play here. So what's today? December 16th? We're supposed to hear back from the NCAA today. I think around like 2 or 3, I guess. I doubt it. If I was a betting man, I'd put my money on we're not going to hear nothing from them. I'm kind of fed up with them, to be honest. It has nothing to do with me. But I think he'll come in right away and be just fine. And just like I said, he wants to win, and it's his last year as well, so he's not going to do anything to mess up our chemistry and anything like of that nature. But getting in shape is going to be huge. He's been doing his own stuff on the side, but nothing like getting up and down and playing is going to prepare you for that.
But typically speaking, if you're off, what's it take you a couple weeks to really get back, your wind back to play a game?
Yeah, I mean, we had a couple of days off, and I was breathing the next day back in the gym yesterday. But yeah, it's definitely going to take some time, because our summer stuff was a grind. It was pretty brutal. So it prepared us for what we're doing now and how we're trying to play. Obviously, he missed that, but Sean will get him in shape, and Hugs will get him in shape. Come practice time.
Erik, you play with the hard edge. Have you always been like that?
Oh, yeah.
Do you have to be that to be as good as you need to be?
Yeah. If I'm not like that, I suck. To be honest.
But you've always been that way, even as.
Yeah, I've been that way since I was like 3. So I remember there's pictures and old videos of Mom coaching me, and I was this big, and we're playing on the plastic hoops, and I'm dunking on the plastic hoops, bringing them down, bringing the goal down. But yeah, the last time I, didn't play with this, competitiveness and ferociousness, if you will, was at Washington. Man, I just wasn't allowed to. So it was miserable for me. I was kind of, I don't know, a tiger. Yeah, I was a tiger in like bubble wrap, I guess, with a bunch of needles and stuff pointing at me. If I went anywhere, I was just gonna pop and I was just gonna explode. But that's why I sucked at UW. That's why it sucked for me when I was there. I was at home playing terrible on a terrible team. We lost 20 games. It was disgusting. I hated that, and I told myself never again that I was gonna let somebody, or not somebody, but the game and a program, not let me be me. And if you don't like who I am, then I'll shake your hand and we'll go our separate ways, So that's the business, and I've learned that side of the game was the business side, because talent and what I do on the court has nothing to do with, how me moving on to professional, my professional days. It has everything to do with, are they going to handle my personality? But I obviously got to tone it down a little bit, and I have for sure. But in the summer, it was my time to not only push these guys, especially the young guys who were here last year and experience that, but get myself back into the game, get my love back for the game.
Are you learning the officials, because some will give you the freedom to express yourself and others will tell the next official, hey, watch out?
Yeah, it's kind of weird, man.
Are you learning that?
I've learned. I mean, I've known that for a couple of years now, but God damn, they should know me by now, right? I've been playing the game forever. They should.
The guys in the SEC. There's overlap.
Yeah, guys in the SEC kind of let me do me.
Yeah.
Pac-12 was different because I wasn't myself, like I just touched on. And the American I wasn't as crazy in the American because I was, freshman, sophomore. Sophomore year, I had a little bit to me. But now it's like, now I'm a grown man playing in the best conference in the country. So it's like, I think I should get a couple calls here and there, but, I also don't like the tickiness with the refs, man. Like if I'm coming up and asking you a question, if I'm coming at you respectfully, I shouldn't be getting a disrespectful answer back, So it's kind of walking a fine line.
Well, there's some guys in this league that have quick triggers, and the head ball coach got kicked out of the last year's game. In the first half?
Yeah, it's definitely a part of the game that I don't think should be a part of the game. It shouldn't be 3 guys out there coming to ref the game and make the game about themselves. You're especially, come conference play and big games, you're officiating majority of older guys. In big games, you're not going to have a whole lot of young guys out there. So you got a bunch of older guys out here who we're full of testosterone. We're competing. We're playing our ass off. We're trying to win this game. Tensions are going to flare. You know what I mean? People are going to talk. People are going to be chippy, especially us. Like, our team is full of that. And so it's, they might not like it. Honestly, I don't even think it's the officials. I think it's their boss. I think it's where they want the game to be officiated. And, it's it's something we obviously have to adjust to, and I think we've adjusted a little bit since the beginning of the year. But I've always been fiery and competitive, and so I think there should be a little leniency with that. A little chirping here and there, that's fine. That's probably good for the game, in my opinion.
Eric, I know it's kind of tough to ask you to speak for the whole team, but do you guys almost get a sense that, man, I wish we could just start Big 12 play now, or is there some tinkering that still needs to go on?
I've been wanting to start Big 12 play since I got here.
Right.
You know what I mean? So as a team, I feel like we're the same way. We're not overlooking Buffalo. We're not overlooking Stony Brook. We're going to go out there and we're going to beat them. We're going to beat down on them for sure. That's what we're going to do. And, we're going to go home for a couple of days and get some cookies and then come back for Big 12 play. Hopefully keep my breath, if staying safe. I don't eat too much. But, we're ready to get going, man, in this Big 12. And, it's a new season, technically. I feel like if we keep progressing the way we are and if we practice the rest of the season like we did yesterday, we could win the Big 12 for sure. We're talented enough. We're well coached enough. We got a hell of a fan base that'll help us win our home games and, steal some on the road and then go to Missouri and try to win whatever it is, hopefully 3 games in 3 days or whatever it is, and be a 1 seed.
Going back to your chippiness against UAB, you kind of transition layup, goes up, gets hit, goes down to the floor. You kind of just turned around and walked away. Is that something that has changed over your 4 or 5 years? And is that something that you guys kind of sometimes have to remind yourself not to get caught up in some of the emotion like that can easily get you teed up here and there?
Yeah, it's very easy for me to get into those situations, just because I'm always sticking my nose in there and chirping a little bit, talking and being physical. But, it's like I said earlier, it's not about talent. It's not about production or how I play. When it comes to me progressing in my career, it's going to be, how is he going to be on the bench? Because next year, wherever I'm at, I'm probably not going to be playing. I'll be a practice guy. Hopefully I'm going to be playing a little bit here and there, but I'm probably going to be, buying food for the vets and being treated like a rookie, which is fine with me. Being the 10th, 12th man off the bench, whatever. That's the biggest question for me right now. That I've gotten personal feedback is, how's he going to handle not playing? If he's in that situation, how's he going to handle being in the locker room, not playing, just practicing, being a scout guy? And I tell him, shoot, I'm good with it. I'm fine. I'm making 7 figures. Why would I care? I'm learning from the best. So. And the coaching staff here has, they told me, it has nothing to do with what you do on the court other than your temper, if you will. I don't have a temper, but I'm just competitive. And I'm a firm believer in intimidation can win you a game because it has won me games, plenty of games. But when it comes to those situations, the team was looking at me. Especially, because I'm the most vocal, I'm the most, the loudest guy. I might be the loudest guy in the program, to be honest. Hugs doesn't yell that much anymore, but so they're looking at me as a leader, as an old guy, as a starter. If you're going to be leading the team, you got to, there's certain times you can pick your battles, but you got to get up and walk away sometimes, and especially in a moment like that where I don't remember the exact time or score, but. They're making a run. They're closing the game, and for the first 20 minutes of the game, they were really keyed in on me, trying to take me out of the game, and I'm not going to take myself out while I'm trying to find a rhythm at the free throw line. So, just trying to mature and be a grown man, like I say I am.
I'm kind of curious from your days at Wichita. Can you explain to me the Wichita hatred towards Kansas?
They would never play us.
Right.
We wanted to play them.
And that fueled into a big thing, right?
Yeah, it was huge out there. It's not like West V and Pitt, but I wanted to play them. Yeah. I would have played them outside, if they really wanted to sign up and play. But now I get 2, maybe 3 cracks at them now. So it's not personal between me and Kansas, but as a guy who was in that program, trying to play another program in state, who just happens to be a blue blood. I was kind of pissed off. I was like, the way I'm looking at it is you scared to play us. You know what I mean? We were 15-1 my sophomore year, and we had a really good year. I could see freshman year they didn't want to play us because we weren't going to help them in the rankings or anything like that. But sophomore year we would have helped for sure. But just didn't work out. But now I get to play them twice, maybe 3 times this year.
Erik, thank you.